Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time day it is, sorry, wherever you are. Welcome to the Crypto Blast with myself and Cam from Institutional 5. As usual, myself, Ryan, and Cam will be, well, mainly Cam, will be going over the market moving news, flows, and pricing, etc. in crypto markets. But before we do, I will get the boring legals out of the way. Nothing discussed on this podcast is trading or investment advice. We're not endorsed by anyone. Do your own due diligence, etc., etc. But that's done and dusted. Now we can crack on. Cam, how are you, my dear friend?
I'm doing well, Ryan. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. A bit cold today, but apart from that, less of me. I just need to, stop.
You say you're a bit nippy.
A bit nippy. I need to grow a pair and stop being so tight and put the heating on, I think. But yeah, apart from that, I'm all good, mate. How are you? How's crypto doing, more importantly?
Well, when you're married, mate, you'll find that the heating's always on.
Fair play.
Yeah, it's doing very well, and I think that's exactly what the theme this morning will be. So happy days. So crack on. So Bitcoin trades at $115,290 with a high of day today of 116.6 thousand.
Question for you.
Go on. Yeah.
This is really putting you on the spot, so I don't get the precise answer. Okay. How long have we been continuously above 100,000?
Right. I do know the answer to this.
Oh, go on.
Continuously, I think it's 80. It's within the 80-day range.
So let's call it 85. Yeah. So around about 85 days above 100,000, which, anyone that's saying that, the demise of Bitcoin is upon us, I think they just need to zoom out and check that stat, really.
Yeah, exactly. Bar October 10th, because the Oracle mess was a nightmare. If you go with the majority of exchanges, it stayed above 100,000,
right?
Clear by a couple grand. Yeah, then we're well in the 80-day range.
Nice.
Yeah, happy days. So carry on with that. So high of day today that we've seen so far was $116,600. So I'm going to note this: CME futures gap from Friday's close of play and the US Open looks like it'll be around 4.1% up. Another area to note, again, we just touched on October 10th. So if Bitcoin can close above $116,920 today, this would see the gap filled from Friday, October 10th's candle that saw over $16 billion in liquidations. So kind of a big pivot point in terms of resistance to pay attention to. With BTC closing above that spot there, again, we'll highlight that level, 116.9. I'd expect to see a few shorts close or short-sided liquidation spike as Bitcoin looks to reclaim such a pivotal price point. Flipping that area will put talks of a Bitcoin all-time high back into the conversation as we head into November, as it would sit just 8% higher. And as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, toward the end of October, Bitcoin has recovered 9% from the lows. Also noted by Glassnode that the stablecoin supply ratio continues to sit near cycle lows, which indicates ample stablecoin liquidity relative to Bitcoin. Historically, looking back over such periods, precede stronger bid side support when market confidence returns, and this could prove to cement support structures in place, providing the base for the next leg higher on Bitcoin. So overall, looks quite bullish as we go into November.
Absolutely.
Ethereum has seen an incredible push over the weekend from Friday's open to the high of day today. ETH moved more than 10% toward the upside, with the majority of that move coming in over Saturday and Sunday. Ahead of this move, we noted on Friday's Crypto Blast that the movement in the Ethereum treasury sector, after remaining flat for 7 weeks, ETH now trades at $4,170 at the previous resistance, and either the next potential barrier being around 4,256. Just jumping across the live news feed, we've seen from a few ETH treasuries that they've added more ETH to the balance sheet, with Tom Lee's Bitmine being the biggest contender. They added 3% of their total supply of ETH holdings. So kind of a big number there to catch up on. So there we go. If we have a little look over to the spot ETFs from last week, from October 20th to 24th, spot Bitcoin ETF saw a total net inflow of $446 million for the week, with BlackRock's IBIC leading the charge at $324 million. In contrast, however, Ethereum's ETS recorded a net outflow of $244 million. This was led by Fidelity, and none of the 9 Ethereum ETFs posted a net inflow for the week. A look down the altcoin sector, BNB trades at $1,152, XRP at $2.62, and Solana now at an even $200. Jumping across to sector news. So Rumble has partnered with Tether to launch Bitcoin tipping for creators. Might have to jump over to Rumble to do the crypto class. So this is expected to go live early to mid-December. The CEO of both platforms said that the feature is in testing, noted that it will launch as soon as the UX flies through its final fixes. Rumble has over 51 million monthly users, so you can understand why they're going to put this tipping feature on there. Previously, they received a $775 million investment from Tether as well, so the partnership is quite clear. So this was an interesting story that came out on Friday. So a base token could be worth as much as $34 billion. Well, this is according to JP Morgan analysts that said in its research note on Friday. A new token, along with the waning threat of decentralized exchanges and better monetization of USDC rewards, could boost Coinbase's stock 14% toward the upside to around $404 per share by December of next year, said the analyst. Base, if you didn't know, is a layer 2 blockchain built on Coinbase. According to the DeFi Llama data, its $5 billion DeFi ecosystem is the 6th largest among all blockchains and the largest among Ethereum's layer 2 blockchains. The bank estimates that Base's market cap between $12 billion and $34 billion, which is obviously quite a wide gap there, but Coinbase likely holding around 40% of the supply, worth around $12 billion in equity value. The news update is one that we'll be watching and adding to our watch list going forward, because $34 billion valuation would put Base right up to the number 8 spot in market cap. So it's definitely a story that we want to pay close attention to as that develops. Could there be a reward system in place, participation upon the network? Well, that all remains unseen, but definitely possibilities if we look at how other token launches has happened. The now pardoned CZ shared details from his visit to Kazakhstan, noting that the country will issue a national stablecoin on the BNB chain and launch a CBDC for government payments. Kazakhstan is also set up a national cryptocurrency reserve. No surprise that BNB is on their reserve list. So again, we're going to stick on this theme for a few different stories. Following the news on Thursday and a look behind the curtain, according to Politico, in February, Binance and its founder CZ each hired crypto attorney Teresa Gillian, who was previously considered by Donald Trump for the SEC chair position. Her law firm received around $290,000 in fees from both clients so far this year. And in addition, CZ recently enlisted Trump ally and lobbyist Chess McDowell to lobby the White House and Treasury Department, paying over $450,000 for his work in September alone. So I don't know, a little
nice
story there.
Yeah.
So again, just sticking with this theme, according to Bloomberg, Trump's pardon may have paved the way for CZ's return and Binance's integration of Binance US. Sources say Binance is weighing up options at the moment, including merging Binance US into a global operations or letting the main exchange enter the US directly. Binance handles around 50% of global BTC trading, while Binance US holds less than 1%. No doubt that this doesn't come as a surprise if Binance were to enter back into the United States. This would be a major competitor to Coinbase, who currently dominates the market share in the United States. Ant Group, which is China's largest internet finance company, applied to register a series of trademarks related to virtual assets, stablecoins, and blockchain in Hong Kong this year, including Antcoin, possibly as a preparation for future expansion of related businesses. JPYC Incorporated announced the official launch of its yen-dominated stablecoin, JPYC, which I'm assuming, I've not looked this up, stands for Japanese yen coin. So
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, if I'm wrong with that assumption, what a shame. Along with the release of its dedicated issuance and redemption platform, JPYC EX, the stablecoin is pegged 1-to-1 to the Japanese yen and fully backed by bank deposits and government bonds. Initial support includes issuance on the Avalanche, Ethereum, and Polygon blockchains. The governor of China's central bank stated that stablecoins amplify loopholes in global financial regulations, increase the fragility of the global financial system, and impact the monetary sovereignty of some undeveloped economies. China will continue to crack down on the operation and speculation of virtual currencies within its borders, the governor went on to say. So there we go. A lot of news coming out from Asia over the weekend. So according to Bloomberg, China is accelerating the development of its stablecoin regulatory framework, with details expected to be officially announced in the federal budget and to be presented by the finance minister on November 4th. And Strategy has acquired an additional 390 BTC for $43 million. Is that a purchase for ants there? I think it might be. These were purchased at average of $111,000 per Bitcoin. So far, their quote unquote BTC yield, they've achieved a BTC yield of 26% year to date. And they hold over $47.4 billion worth of Bitcoin. The price point that I always find, this is probably the most key metric, is their average over time, which is $74,000 per Bitcoin. That is slowly creeping up, which, actually that $74,000 is actually quite a significant number, because quote unquote, if people like to talk in, cycles all the time, and if that is your methodology, well, then last cycle's high was 74,000. So right now, Strategy's average purchase price is last cycle's all-time high.
Right.
There we go. The story from Bitmine that we sort of covered a little bit earlier. So Ethereum Treasury Bitmine purchased 77,000 ETH worth approximately $319 million last week. After the purchase, the company now holds a total of, this is a whopping number, 3,313,069 ETH, valued over $13 billion. That is a massive supply. So that is 2.8% of the total supply of ETH that they've got a hold of there. Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're slowing down anytime soon. And lastly, from me, I have the story up in my thing, so we're going to just zoom on real quick. This is it. So according to the big whales, they're reporting that IBM is unveiling its new digital asset haven, a new platform enabling its clients, particularly banks, to offer custody and payment services for crypto assets by the end of the year. And
nice.
It's going to be a lot from me today. That's quite a hefty story to end on.
Another barrier of entry being lowered, when we love those. Well, Cam, thank you so much for today. We're going to be back on Wednesday, so that'll be the next update, and hopefully Bitcoin's even higher then. But until then, thank you very much. Listeners, thank you very much. And we'll see you all on Wednesday. Take care. Much love.
See you later.